The research station floated above a dead gray moon, silent and forgotten, drifting like a scar left behind after war. It once belonged to humanity's deepest military program, a place erased from maps and denied in records. Inside its steel walls, secrets still slept. Lyra moved carefully through the broken corridor, her soft blue skin glowing faintly in the dark. She was young by her people's standards, curious and brave, but not a warrior. Her species believed knowledge should never be locked away. She had followed an old distress signal that led her ship to this moon. The signal was ancient, human in origin, repeating a warning she could not fully translate. Curiosity pulled her inside. The air was thin but breathable. Lights flickered as if the station itself was still alive. Every step echoed too loudly, making Lyra tense. She felt like she was being watched. Human symbols covered the walls. Sharp letters burned into metal. She did not know their meaning, but she sensed fear in the design. This was not a place built for peace. Lyra entered a lab chamber filled with shattered glass and broken machines. In the center stood a sealed container, untouched by time, glowing faint red. A warning symbol pulsed slowly on its surface. Her translator struggled, only showing fragments of meaning. Military, restricted, biological enhancer. Emergency use only. Lyra frowned, trying to understand. She had traveled long without proper supplies. Her throat felt dry, her body tired from exploration. The container looked like a medical unit. She hesitated, instincts whispering caution. But curiosity won, as it always did. She opened the container. Inside was a vial of thick liquid, glowing red like liquid fire. It released a low hum, almost like a heartbeat. Lyra lifted it carefully. She believed it was a healing compound, or energy medicine. Her people used similar containers. Without knowing the danger, she drank it. The moment the liquid touched her body, everything changed. Her heart raced violently. Pounding against her chest, heat spread through her veins like lightning. She dropped the vial as pain and power mixed inside her. Her vision sharpened. Every sound became louder. Her breathing grew fast and uneven. Lyra fell to her knees, gripping the floor. Her body trembled as instincts she never knew awakened. Fear, strength, awareness, urgency. She felt emotions surge wildly. Confusion mixed with intense alertness. Her muscles tightened, her senses expanded. She could hear the station itself creaking. Unknown to her, the station woke fully for the first time in decades. Automated systems detected biological activity. An emergency signal fired across human military space. Far away, a human patrol ship received the alert. Unauthorized access detected. Military serum chamber breached. The ship changed course immediately, engines roaring. A squad of soldiers prepared for combat. They expected a thief, a spy, or something worse. Back inside the station, Lyra struggled to stand. Her body felt heavier and lighter at the same time. Every movement felt powerful but unstable. She touched the wall and accidentally dented the metal. Her eyes widened in shock. This was not normal. Fear crept into her thoughts. She realized she had made a terrible mistake. Something human had entered her body. The station lights turned red, alarms echoing through empty halls. Lyra flinched at the sound, instincts screaming danger. Her heart pounded harder. She moved quickly. Faster than before, almost too fast. Her footsteps barely touched the floor. She did not understand how. As she ran, fragments of human data flashed on broken screens. Project name obscured, status banned and sealed. Lyra felt hunted. Even before anyone arrived, her mind raced with thoughts she could barely control. She was no soldier, no weapon. Outside, the human ship entered orbit. The commander reviewed old files with a grim face. This station was supposed to be empty. He ordered the squad to prepare for hostile contact. No mistakes allowed. If the serum was active, anything inside could be dangerous. Back in the corridor, Lyra pressed herself against a wall. Breathing hard, her emotions surged unpredictably. Fear mixed with a strange rising confidence. She did not know why, but part of her felt ready to fight. Another part wanted to hide forever. Her body reacted without asking permission. Heavy boots echoed from the docking bay. Human voices filled the air. Sharp and alert, Lyra froze. She realized too late that she was no longer alone. Whatever she had become, humans were coming for it. And they would not show mercy. The hunt had begun. Lyra stayed pressed against the cold metal wall, her chest rising and falling fast. Every sound felt too close, too sharp, too loud. Her ears caught details she never noticed before. She could hear human boots scraping the floor far away, metal armor shifting, weapons being checked. Voices moved like waves through the station. Her instincts screamed at her to move, to run or hide or strike. She did not understand which feeling to trust. The serum burned inside her like a living thing. It pushed her thoughts faster than she could control. Her body wanted action, even when her mind begged for calm. She took one step forward and stopped. The floor vibrated under her feet. She realized she was shaking the station. Lyra closed her eyes and tried to breathe slowly. Her people believed calm could control any fear. But calm refused to come. Images flashed in her mind. Not memories, but instincts. Defend, survive, dominate, escape. She whispered to herself that she was not a fighter. She was an explorer, a learner, but her body did not listen. A loud metallic bang echoed through the corridor. The humans had breached the outer door. Red lights flashed faster. Lyra felt the danger before she saw it. Her muscles tightened without thought. She moved before fear could stop her. She sprinted down the hallway. Faster than she had ever moved in her life, the walls blurred around her. Her foot slipped and she crashed into a sealed door. The metal bent inward like soft clay. Lyra stared at the damage in horror. She had not meant to do that. Her hands trembled as she pulled them away. Power scared her more than weakness. Behind her, human voices grew louder. They were close now, too close. She ducked into a side chamber filled with broken storage crates. Dust filled the air as she landed silently. Her heart hammered like a drum. The serum reacted again. Her breathing slowed suddenly, her focus sharpened. She could see through the darkness clearly. Heat signatures glowed faintly. 3 humans approaching. Lyra covered her mouth in shock. She should not be able to see like this. Nothing about this felt natural. The soldiers entered the corridor cautiously. Weapons raised, movements trained and precise. They expected resistance. One of them spoke softly into a communicator. Life signs detected. Unknown species? Lyra felt a strange pressure in her chest. Fear mixed with something dangerous. Anger she did not recognize. She forced herself to stay still. Every instinct begged her to strike first. Her mind screamed no. A loose metal panel fell near her foot. The sound echoed loudly. All human heads snapped toward her position. Spotlights flared on instantly. The chamber flooded with harsh white light. Lyra froze like prey caught in the open. There was a moment of silence. Then shouting, then weapons locking, Lyra stepped backward slowly. Raising her hands, she tried to speak. Her voice came out uneven and trembling. She did not understand their words. But their tone was clear. They saw her as a threat. The serum surged violently. Her heart rate spiked again, her vision narrowed. Before she could think, her body reacted. She leaped sideways with impossible speed. Energy tore through the air. Where she had been standing, the soldiers shouted in alarm. They fired warning shots, but Lyra was already moving. She crashed through another corridor wall. Pain barely registered. Her instincts drowned everything else. She ran blindly, tears streaming down her face. She never wanted this power. She never wanted to hurt anyone. The station shook as more systems activated. Defense protocols began waking. Old machines prepared for war again. In orbit, the human commander watched the data feed. His expression darkened. The serum was active. He recognized the signs immediately. Enhanced reflexes, unstable psychology, the worst-case scenario. He ordered containment, not termination. This was no enemy soldier. This was an accident. Back inside, Lyra collapsed behind a collapsed doorway. Her body finally slowing, her mind spinning. She hugged her knees to her chest, trying to hold herself together, trying not to break. The serum whispered strength into her veins, but she felt more fragile than ever. Lost between who she was and what she was becoming, heavy footsteps approached again, but slower this time, more careful. A human voice called out softly, not shouting, not threatening, trying to sound calm. Lyra did not understand the words, but she understood the tone. It confused her more than fear. She realized something terrifying. The serum was not finished with her. This was only the beginning, and somewhere deep inside her, a new instinct opened its eyes, watching, learning, waiting. Lyra stayed frozen behind the broken doorway, her body tense like a drawn wire. Every breath felt heavy, every sound too close. The serum kept her senses wide open. Refusing to let her rest, the human voice came again. Calm and slow, it was not shouting now, not full of threat. That confused her more than fear ever could. She peeked through the gap in the metal. 3 humans stood in the corridor. Weapons lowered slightly, but still ready. Their armor was dark and marked with old battle scars. One of them stepped forward carefully. His movements were slow, controlled. He did not rush. Lyra's instincts screamed at her to strike first, to use speed and strength before they could trap her. But her mind fought back hard. She did not want blood on her hands. She did not want to become a monster. She stepped out slowly with her hands raised. The soldiers stiffened immediately. Weapons rose halfway, fingers tense. No one fired. Lyra tried to speak again. Her voice shook as strange energy twisted her emotions. The words came out broken and uneven. The humans exchanged quick glances. They clearly did not understand her language, but they saw fear in her posture. The one in front lowered his weapon a little more. He removed his helmet slowly, showing a tired human face. He spoke again, softer this time. His voice steady but careful, trying to calm a wild animal. Lyra felt the serum react to his tone. Her heartbeat slowed slightly. Her vision widened instead of narrowing. For a moment, there was peace. A fragile thread of understanding hung in the air. Then the station betrayed them all. A sudden alarm shrieked louder than before. Automated defense turrets unfolded from the ceiling. Old war systems woke fully. The soldiers shouted orders to each other. Weapons snapped back up. Chaos returned in seconds. Lyra's instincts exploded again. Danger, danger, danger. Her body moved before thought. She grabbed the nearest human and pulled him aside. A turret fired where he had stood moments earlier. The wall behind them shattered. The soldiers stared at her in shock. She had just saved one of them. That single action changed everything. The commander's voice echoed through their combs. Hold fire, do not provoke her. She is not the enemy. Lyra crouched low as debris fell around her. Her body moved with perfect balance. Every motion felt sharp and exact. She hated how easy it felt. Hated how natural violence had become. But she refused to let it control her. One of the soldiers threw an explosive charge toward the turret. It detonated with a violent flash. The machine collapsed in sparks and smoke. Silence followed, heavy and tense. Everyone froze again, watching each other carefully. Lyra backed away slowly. Her eyes never left the humans. Her muscles stayed ready. The human who removed his helmet spoke again, pointing to himself, then to her, trying to communicate without words. Lyra understood the meaning, even without translation. He was saying they could talk, if she allowed it. Her instincts fought hard against trust, but another feeling rose stronger. Loneliness. She nodded once, slow and uncertain. The soldiers relaxed just a little, enough to breathe. The commander ordered medical support to prepare. Whatever she had consumed was dangerous, for her and for everyone else. Lyra felt another wave of pressure inside her, the serum pushing again. Testing her control, she clenched her fists, grounding herself in the cold metal beneath her feet. Refusing to lose herself, the humans watched closely, seeing her struggle, seeing her restraint. This was no mindless weapon. This was a scared young alien caught in a human mistake. And everyone knew it now, but far above the station. Signals leaked through old channels. Other forces were listening. Unknown ships changed course silently, eyes turning toward the moon. Toward Lyra, inside the station, an uneasy calm settled. But danger had only grown larger. The galaxy had noticed her. And once the galaxy watches something, it never looks away. The calm inside the station did not last long. It never did in places built for war. Lyra stood between broken walls and fallen metal, her body still buzzing with hidden power. The humans formed a loose circle around her, not threatening, not trusting. The commander arrived through a secure channel, his face appearing on a floating screen. His eyes were sharp, tired, and full of old memories. He looked at Lyra carefully, not like a monster, not like a prize. He spoke slowly, choosing every word with care. The translator struggled, but caught enough meaning. "You are not our enemy." Lyra felt her shoulders loosen slightly. Her heart still raced, but less wildly. She nodded once. A human scientist entered the chamber, older than the soldiers, hands shaking slightly. He stared at Lyra like he was seeing a ghost, or a mistake that refused to disappear. He whispered a name under his breath. Project Red Pulse. Lyra did not know what it meant. But the room grew colder, the scientist explained in broken phrases. Using images and symbols, the serum was designed to awaken survival instincts beyond normal limits, to make soldiers unstoppable. It amplified strength, speed, awareness, and emotional drive, but it also destroyed balance. Most humans who tested it lost themselves. Lyra felt sick as she understood more. This power inside her was built for killing, not for living. The scientist admitted the truth. The project was banned after soldiers turned on their own units. The station was sealed and abandoned. Lyra looked down at her hands, hands that bent metal, hands that could kill without meaning to. She asked one question through gesture and tone. "Can you remove it?" The scientist hesitated. That pause said everything. No clean cure existed. Silence filled the chamber like heavy fog. Even the soldiers looked away. The commander clenched his jaw. Lyra felt panic rise again. The serum responded instantly. Her muscles tightened, her vision sharpened. She forced herself to sit, pressing her palms to the floor. Fighting the storm inside her, the scientist spoke quickly now. There may be a way to control it, not remove it, but guide it. He explained training, mental discipline, emotional grounding. The serum reacted to fear and stress. Control could reduce its grip. Lyra listened closely. Every word mattered now. Her future depended on it before any plan could form. The station shook violently. A deep impact echoed through the structure. Something had docked without permission. Warning lights flashed a new color, not human code, alien. The commander swore under his breath. External ships detected. multiple signatures. Lyra felt it before the alarms finished sounding. The serum sensed threat. Her body leaned forward instinctively. The scientists stared at the screens in horror. They know about you. Someone leaked the signal. Lyra realized the truth in that moment. She was no longer just a victim of an accident. She was a prize. Another explosion rocked the station. Outer defenses failed instantly. This enemy came prepared. The soldiers moved into formation. Weapons ready, fear hidden behind training. The commander gave orders fast. Protect the civilian. Do not let them take her. Lyra looked at the humans in disbelief. They were choosing her over strategy, over safety. She felt something shift inside her. Not the serum, something personal. The docking bay doors were torn open. Strange figures poured inside, tall and armored, alien hunters. Their leader spoke through a translator, his voice smooth and confident. Hand over the enhanced subject. Lyra stepped back. Her instincts screamed to attack. Her mind screamed to run. The commander stepped in front of her. Weapon raised, voice steady. She is not property. The alien leader laughed. Everything is property to someone. Especially weapons. The serum surged violently. Lyra's vision burned bright. Her body begged to be unleashed. She grabbed the scientist's arm. Her voice shaking but clear. Tell me how to control this. Now, the scientist nodded, terrified but focused. He spoke fast, breathing techniques, grounding words, focus points. Lyra repeated them silently. The station became a battlefield. Shots fired, metal screamed, old war awakened fully. Lyra stood in the center of chaos. Power roaring inside her, choice forming in her mind. She would not be taken. She would not be used. Not by humans, not by aliens. As the first enemy charged toward her, Lyra opened her eyes fully and stepped forward. The first alien hunter rushed forward, with a weapon glowing bright blue. Its heavy steps shook the floor. Its eyes locked only on Lyra. The human soldiers opened fire instantly. Energy blasts and bullets filled the air. The station echoed with war again. Lyra felt time slow around her. The serum pushed her awareness outward. Every movement became clear and sharp. She remembered the scientist's words. Breathe, focus, anchor your thoughts. Do not let fear lead. She inhaled deeply. Cold air filled her lungs. She held on to one thought. I am not a weapon. The charging alien swung its weapon. Lyra moved without panic. She stepped aside with perfect timing. The floor cracked where the weapon struck. Sparks flew into the air. Lyra felt the power in her body waiting. She used only what she needed. No more, no less. She struck the alien's arm, not to kill, but to disable. The armor bent and shattered. The alien roared in shock and pain. Stumbling backward, not expecting resistance, the human soldiers froze for half a second, staring at what they had just seen. Then they moved again. More alien hunters poured into the chamber, their leader shouting commands. This was no small raid. Outside the station, more ships arrived, both human and alien. The moon became a silent witness to coming disaster. Inside, Lyra felt the serum surge again. Not wild this time, focused. She moved through the chaos like a shadow, dodging blasts, redirecting attacks, always choosing control over rage. A young human soldier stumbled and fell. An alien raised its weapon above him. Lyra reacted instantly. She placed herself between them. Taking the hit on her shoulder, pain burned, but did not stop her. She pushed the alien back with raw force, sending it crashing into a wall. The soldier stared up at her in disbelief. You saved me, his eyes seemed to say. Lyra did not answer. There was no time. More enemies closed in. The alien leader noticed her fully now. His expression changed from confidence to hunger. He pointed directly at her. capture her alive. Those words sent a chill through Lyra. They did not fear her. They wanted to own her. The serum reacted sharply to that thought. Anger rose fast and hot. She almost lost control. She closed her eyes for one brief moment. Anchored herself again. I choose who I become. The scientist's voice came through her communicator. You are stabilizing it. You are doing what humans could not. Lyra opened her eyes. Resolve replaced fear. She would survive this. The human commander gave a new order. Fall back to the inner core. Protect Lyra at all costs. They moved as one unit, humans covering angles. Lyra guarding their center. The station trembled as explosions rocked the outer ring. Structural integrity failing, time running out. The alien leader advanced alone now. Confident, calm, dangerous, he believed himself superior. He spoke directly to Lyra. Join us willingly. We can teach you to rule. Lyra stepped forward. Her voice steady despite the chaos. I will never belong to anyone. The leader smiled thinly. Then he attacked. Their clash shook the chamber. Power against power. Control against greed. Lyra felt the limits of her restraint. The serum begging her to unleash everything. To end the threat forever. She resisted, barely. At the same moment, alarms changed tone. Reactor instability detected. Evacuation recommended. The commander realized the truth. The station could not be saved. Only lives could. He shouted orders to retreat. Emergency ships moving into position. Seconds mattered now. Lyra looked around at the humans fighting beside her. People who chose to protect her. Even when afraid, she made a decision. One that would change everything. She faced the alien leader again. And this time, she did not step back. If the station was going to fall, she would decide how the battle ended. The moon trembled softly outside. As Lyra gathered her strength, preparing to make her stand, the station shook harder as warning lights flashed in violent rhythm. Metal groaned like something alive and wounded. Time was running out fast. Lyra stood at the center of the chaos, breathing slow and deep. The serum surged inside her like a storm held back by fragile walls. She felt every heartbeat like a countdown. Across from her, the alien leader straightened his stance. His confidence remained, but now it was sharp with caution. He had felt her control. Around them, humans and alien hunters clashed in short, brutal bursts. Energy fire lit the air. Smoke and sparks blurred vision. The commander shouted for everyone to move toward evacuation zones. But Lyra did not move yet. She knew what would happen if she ran. The alien leader would follow. He would hunt her across systems. Others would join him. She could not allow that, not for herself, not for the humans protecting her. The scientist's voice trembled through her communicator. Lyra, the serum is stabilizing around your will. You are shaping it. She closed her eyes briefly. Letting the noise fade into the background, she focused inward. She remembered who she was before this station. An explorer, a seeker of knowledge. She was not born to destroy. Power did not decide her purpose. Choice did, when she opened her eyes again. They burned with calm clarity. The alien leader noticed the change instantly. His smile vanished. Lyra stepped forward slowly. Each step deliberate, grounded. The floor cracked beneath her feet. You think power makes ownership possible, she said steadily, but power without control is nothing. The alien leader laughed harshly. Words mean little without force. He raised his weapon again. Lyra moved before he could strike, not with wild speed, but precise motion. She redirected his attack, twisting his arm just enough. The weapon flew from his grip, sliding across the floor. Shock flashed across his face. This was not raw strength. This was mastery. The serum responded smoothly, no painful surge, no loss of control. Lyra felt something click into place. As if her body and mind finally agreed, she had crossed a line. The alien leader retreated a step, then another, fear breaking through his arrogance. Human soldiers watched in stunned silence. They had never seen the Serum behave like this, not even in legends, outside the chamber. Explosions echoed closer. The reactor core destabilized further. Evacuation countdown dropped fast. The commander's voice returned, strained but clear, Lyra. We are leaving now, you must come. She looked back at him. At the soldiers, at the scientist. If I leave like this, they will follow, she said. This does not end unless I end it, before anyone could argue. She turned back to the alien leader. Her posture relaxed, confident, not threatening. You came here to take me, she said. Now you will leave without me. The alien leader snarled. He lunged again in desperation. All control lost, Lyra met him head-on. Their clash sent a shock wave through the chamber. Walls buckled. She grabbed his armor and lifted him effortlessly. Not in anger, but certainty. This ends now, she said quietly. And she threw him through the collapsing doorway. He vanished into smoke and falling debris. His forces hesitated, leader gone. The alien hunters began to retreat. Signals flashing through their ranks. Mission failed. Lyra felt the Serum finally ease. Not fading, but settling. Her knees nearly gave out as the tension released. Human soldiers rushed forward to support her, hands steady, respectful. You did it. The scientist whispered. You did what we could never achieve. Lyra shook her head slowly. I am still learning, she said. This power will always test me. Alarm screamed louder. Reactor breach imminent. Seconds remained. The commander shouted for final evacuation. Everyone moved fast now. No hesitation. Lyra ran with the group toward the escape hangar. Her movement strong but controlled. Protective rather than aggressive. Behind them, the station began to tear itself apart. Fire raced through corridors. Old war finally dying. As they reached the ship, Lyra paused and looked back once at the place that changed her forever. A grave of human mistakes, she stepped onto the transport. The doors sealed shut, engines ignited. The ship launched just as the station exploded into light. The moon lit up like a dying star. Silence followed, inside the ship. Everyone breathed at last, relief mixed with awe. And fear. Lyra sat quietly, hands resting on her knees. Power still inside her, but no longer screaming. The commander approached her slowly. We do not know what you will become, he said. But the galaxy will remember today. Lyra looked up, eyes calm and strong. This is not the end, she replied. It is the beginning, far beyond the shattered moon. New signals began to move, and unseen eyes turned toward her once more. The transport ship drifted silently through open space, its engines cooling after the escape. Inside, no one spoke for a long moment. The explosion of the station still burned in every mind. Lyra sat strapped into a seat near the center of the ship, her breathing steady but deep. The Serum still lived inside her, quiet now but awake. Human soldiers watched her with mixed emotions. Fear, respect, confusion, and something close to hope. The commander stood near the front, studying long-range scans. New signals appeared and vanished like shadows. The galaxy was reacting. The scientist approached Lyra slowly. Careful not to startle her, he held a small device in his hands. A monitoring tool, not a weapon. Your vital signs are stable, he said softly. More stable than any human subject ever was. Lyra nodded. She looked down at her hands again. Still strong, still dangerous, but no longer shaking. I feel it watching me. She said quietly, the power. Like it is waiting for my next choice. The scientist swallowed. That means it is bonded, not fighting you. That has never happened before? Before he could say more, alarms chimed again. Not danger alarms. Communication alerts. Multiple incoming transmissions. The pilot announced, human command, allied systems. And unknown sources. The commander closed his eyes briefly, then opened a secure channel, a large screen filled with faces. Human leaders from different systems appeared, military, science, diplomacy. All staring at Lyra, the commander spoke clearly. The enhanced individual is a civilian. She will not be detained or weaponized. Murmurs spread across the channel, some voices angry, some fearful. One leader leaned forward. That power changes balance. If we do not control it, others will try. Lyra listened quietly. Every word cutting deeper than any blade. She stood up slowly. The room went silent. Even across the transmission, all eyes fixed on her. I did not choose this power, Lyra said, her voice calm but firm. But I choose what I do with it. She stepped closer to the screen. I will not fight your wars. I will not belong to your armies. Some leaders protested. Some demanded oversight. Fear leaked through every argument. Lyra raised her hand slightly, and the room felt heavier. Not from threat, but presence. I saved your soldiers, she continued. I stopped a massacre, not because I was ordered, but because it was right. The commander watched her with quiet pride. The scientist held his breath. History was bending. If you hunt me, Lyra said, you will create the very weapon you fear. But if you let me walk my own path. She paused, letting the words settle. I will protect life, not destroy it. Silence followed. Long and heavy, then one leader spoke softly. We have never faced this before. Lyra nodded. Neither have I. But running from fear never saved anyone. The channel closed slowly. No agreement, no declaration. Just uncertainty. The ship continued forward, entering a neutral system far from major powers. Stars glittered ahead like unanswered questions. Later, in the quiet of the observation deck, Lyra stood alone looking out at space. The universe felt larger now. The commander joined her. Keeping respectful distance, you changed things today. He said, for humans and for yourself. Lyra tilted her head slightly. Change is dangerous. But staying the same can be worse. Sensors suddenly spiked. Unknown ship signatures appeared at the edge of detection. Not attacking, not retreating. Watching, waiting. The commander stiffened. More will come, he said. Some to test you, some to challenge you. Lyra's reflection stared back at her from the glass. Alien eyes, human fire, something new forming. Let them come, she said softly. Not with anger, with purpose. The serum stirred gently. Not demanding, listening, far away. Across the stars, stories began to spread. Of an alien girl who survived human power. Of a mistake that became a choice. Of a weapon that refused to be owned. Of a future no one could control. The ship changed course toward the unknown. Not running, not chasing, just moving forward. And somewhere in the vast dark, the galaxy held its breath. Because a new line had been drawn among the stars.